Okay, so I wanted to do a really quick review of a new Netflix show called Maya and the Three. And it's gonna be quick for a couple of reasons. One, I'm not a critic, I'm not a show critic, but I was super excited to watch this because, I mean, the title, Maya and the Three, I knew it would have just a lot of like Mesoamerican themes and concepts, and I was excited. And of course, with Maya, I assumed incorrectly that she would be in some way Mayan, which Merida, the city I just came from, is known for the presence of Mayans. So I was really looking forward to this. What I will say is, number one, I have not finished the series yet. There's 9 episodes and I'm in the middle of number 4. And the reason why I decided to do the review right now, I don't want to accidentally give away the ending because that's really not my style, but I just thought I'd let you know kind of how I'm feeling at this point. So number one, it's definitely a children's show. So I'm not saying adults will necessarily enjoy it, but your kids probably will.
Definitely for children, though there are like some themes that are for older children.
What kind of themes?
Like death and stuff.
And adultery.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that too.
I like that there's just a lot of visual representation of just different things from the Mesoamerican kind of history. A fun and beautiful show, which it definitely is. I was actually looking forward to maybe learning some folklore, learning some history, learning something about the Mesoamericans. And I will say that there's very minimal kind of learning going on. It's a fun adventure. They broach a lot of topics that I think is super interesting. Yeah, I'm not getting from it kind of what I was hoping to get from it. And I was excited because Alex and I are currently reading this book, which we got from the Nabolom Museum gift shop here in San Cris. And so as we're reading this, and this one is in English, it has a cute little insert though that's in Spanish because they don't actually have a Spanish version of this book. So this is definitely geared towards people who are not local. But nonetheless, this is a cute English book that I bought that is just letting us know little by little a lot of the folklore. And I feel like while Maya and the Three live within the folklores, they're like, it's not exactly explaining it. So I think knowing some of the folklore will probably help me appreciate the show more. That's still coming. We're not done with this book either, so everything's kind of a slow process. I kind of assumed because this is about Mesoamerican culture that we would hear Mesoamerican sounds, specifically the language. This video, at least the version I saw, was in English with a lot of Spanish, which, you know, today there's a lot of Spanish obviously spoken in Mexico, but back then that really wouldn't have been the case. Also, they wouldn't be speaking English, so you know, there's that. Now that being said, I'm obviously not fluent in the Spanish, so perhaps mixed in with the Spanish, there are some indigenous languages being spoken that my ear can't pick out. So I am super curious, if you consider yourself knowledgeable about Mesoamerican culture in general, your take on it, because perhaps fully knowing a lot of the legends and the stories, maybe you appreciate the video a lot more than I did. Again, I think it's a really cute show. I love the unique set of main characters, which we don't see often represented in TV, but a little bit of me was hoping for just a little more on the education side. And it's definitely fun, it's definitely adventure, but I'm not learning as much. Again, it is geared towards children, but there's so many really fantastic stories that I think everyone will enjoy. So it's kind of like reading about Greek mythology or Norse mythology, or, you know, the mythology that kind of as US citizens we've heard for many years. These myths are equally interesting, and I was kind of hoping that it would bring these a little more to the forefront. Again, haven't finished watching, and not being an expert on this, maybe I'm just not seeing it as clearly. I was kind of hoping for like a spoon feeding of this, which is not what's happening. Oh, I mentioned that Maya, the main character, is not Mayan. However, Chimmy, which is one of the 3 traveling with Maya, is Mayan. I definitely see the Mayans being represented here, so that was super cool. I don't know as much about the 3 other cultures that are being represented, and a lot of it's not explained. Again, there's this expectation that I already know a little bit about these cultures, and therefore I would appreciate it. So I really appreciate Chimmy's character. I do see reflected the things I've noticed in Merida, but I'm not as aware of the Aztec culture, which is what Maya represents. The ARAWAK culture, which Rico represents, or even the Inca culture, which Pichu represents. For him, being Inca made a lot of sense. The name does tell you. Anyway, still a super cute show. Not done with it. I'm assuming it's a kid's show. It's gonna end up perfectly. Just thought I'd give a super quick review of what I'm enjoying so far. Oh, and if you're interested in this, there are 2 places where you can get it. One, at the Nabalom gift shop here in San Chris, and also on Amazon. So I have put a link below for you.
Well, first of all, I noticed it's very unoriginal. A lot of this stuff, I feel like they didn't come up with any new solutions to problems. Like, when she got kidnapped, she used his temper against him. That's not really an original thing. But the setting is actually very original.
Do you recommend it?
Yeah, it's fun.
What are the Mayan themes that you're seeing so far?
Jaguars, snakes. There's an eagle in the beginning. There's an eagle, and they grab the snake. Mexican flag, anyone?
So there are a lot of symbolism that we kind of understand. My wish is that they would explain more, which would probably hurt the story, but I almost want to watch behind the scenes version of this movie where they explain it, because some of the features of this film are Aztecan, Mayan, etc. inspired, but some of it is also inspired by like Looney Tunes.
Oh, there was a Star Wars reference. There was a guy who's like, you sense disturbances in the forces or whatever. That's a Star Wars thing.
Yeah, it's entertainment. It's not historical. It's not folklore specifically. Overall, interesting. Good, you like it?
Yeah.
Like, do you want to finish watching it?
Yeah.
I think it's just a really fun story that has so many mixes, but it's not really teaching us anything about it at all.
Oh, you said it made you kind of curious to learn about it.
It does. It makes me curious because, again, I mostly know about Mayan because I lived in Merida for so long.
I'm confused about the Rooster Wizards. That's like, I have no idea what the base is for them.
Yeah, but I'll bet you once we do know more about those particular, civilizations, then it'll probably be a little more interesting. But it's not necessarily necessary to know it to understand the show. So it's mostly just entertaining.
Yeah, basically.
Yes.